Okay. I like it.
All right, call this meeting in order. First item is roll call.
Alderman Arnold.
Here.
Alderman Bass.
Here.
Alderman Cleaver.
Here.
Alderman Knox.
Here.
Alderman Mills.
Here.
Alderman Skinner. There is a quorum.
Okay. Next item be invocation led by Pastor Wayne Geiger of First Baptist Church, followed by a pledge of allegiance from Alderman Mills.
Father, we thank you for the gift of life, for the many blessings that you give us on a regular basis. Father, we're just thankful for the opportunity to be here to live in this great community. Pray your blessings upon all we say and do tonight. Pray for wisdom, guidance. We pray for those in our community who are struggling, going through difficult times, many who are sick. We pray, our Father, that we would be a community that loves one another, that binds together, and looks after one another. All in thy name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next item is the approval of the agenda.
Mayor, we did have one change. We would ask that item 9 be removed from the agenda tonight.
Okay, and that's just, we don't have everything back yet, right?
Correct. That will be moved to the next meeting.
Next meeting, okay. So that's it then?
Yes.
All right, I'll entertain a motion then to remove under previous business the liquor license for Iron Courtyard because we're still awaiting some information on that.
So moved.
Mr. Alderman Knox, have a second? Second Alderman Bass. Any discussion? All right, all in favor of amending the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. All right. Seeing no proclamations, move on to public comments. We ask the citizens come forward to the podium and microphone and either give your name and address to the record, or the sheet should be up there as well, all right? You need to make sure you sign in, so we have that correct. Anyone wish to address the board this evening?
Yes.
You gotta
Close as
like
you can.
close.
Okay. I've never had any trouble with anybody hearing me, but okay. My name is Jan Brill. I live at 1035 Ephraim. And I come before you because after the census, I came and talked about the fact that our population increase warranted more police. And you responded to that by authorizing 2 new police. And I think the manning of our police department seems to be going in the wrong direction from what I understand. My understanding is we don't have the 2 new police, and we have fewer police than when I asked that we have more. I did a little research about surrounding police departments. I found that Oak Grove has recently hired 3 policemen, and that Liberty is offering an employment package much higher than our employment package, both in terms of salary and insurance package. And I would just like to say, we need more police the way we are now, but we're looking to have housing for many more citizens, and we need to do whatever it takes to get good people in our police department, and this lag in hiring is very disturbing to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else wish to address the board? Seeing none, move on to the consent agenda.
I move to accept the consent.
Okay, a motion from Alderman Knox to approve the consent agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Alderman. Any discussion? All right. Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. All right. With no previous business, new business presentations, or public hearings, we'll move on to resolutions. First resolution is R23-01. It's a resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley, Missouri, reappointing Justin Tyson and Scott Schaefer for 4-year terms and appointing J.C. Stratton to fulfill the unexpired term of Commission Member James Hofstadter and appointing Chris Bamman to fulfill the unexpired term of Commission Member Kevin Browning to the Grand Valley Planning and Zoning Commission.
Mayor, I move that we approve resolution number R23-01.
Okay, I have a motion from Alderman Mills to approve resolution R23-01. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Alderman Knox. Any discussion?
Mayor, I would like to separate these to vote on them individually, not as a group.
What is the motion to do that, or
Yeah.
separate? Okay. So what, you gonna make the motion, we'll do it that way?
Make motions.
Do that? Oh,
Can do is, once we figure out which person we need to separate out, somebody can move to amend the resolution to strike that person, and then you can vote on that person separately.
okay.
Okay.
So you wanna make the motion, how you wanna amend it?
Amend it to either vote on them individually or strike one name from the list to be voted on separate, and Mr. Schaefer.
All right, so you wanna make a motion to just, is that the only one you wanna vote on separately, is Mr. Schaefer?
I have some comments to be made about the individual before we vote on him, and it doesn't affect the other 3 qualified applicants at this time. I think they'll
Okay.
do a fine job.
Okay, I have a motion from Alderman Arnold to amend resolution R23-01 to vote on Mr. Schaefer separately, and the other 3 can be voted on together. All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Alderman Knox. Okay, any discussion on the amendment then? All right, all in favor of just the amendment portion, please say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign?
Aye.
Okay. Matt, which one would we do first?
I would just go ahead and do this one first, as it was written. Just
Do-
do the.
Do the 3
everyone
first?
else, Yeah.
Okay. So now we'll be on, so this vote, when we take a vote, will be on the 3 that are together. Any discussion on the 3 that remain together to vote on?
I think picked a fine group of people there to put in those positions. Only concern I had has been alleviated, so.
Anything else? All right, seeing none, this will be the vote on the 3 together. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Okay. Okay. Now we'll move over to Mr. Schaefer then. Any discussion on the appointment of Mr. Schaefer?
Mr. Schaefer has been a servant of this community for a long time and has done a fine job over the years, but it's been not without his detractors. He has expressed and shown in public his stance on several issues. There's a history of him personally attacking and accusing and verbally bantering with a city businessman here at one of our meetings, starting the establishment of his way. He has been removed from local social media sites because of his inability to follow the rules and not be aggressive in nature with other members and follow the rules of that particular site. He has used his knowledge while being on the Planning and Zoning Board, and with that knowledge, used it to weaponize city staff against individuals, including myself, and to continue his vendetta and personal attacks on myself and others. And so I think that there's a meeting in June where they talked about rules of conduct at the planning and zoning meetings. And I can't help but wonder if Mr. Schaefer was part of the reason for that. So I just think that with his doing what he has done, it has brought disgrace on the city of Grand Valley and puts us in a situation where he has, you know, as you all know, you sat through the meetings where he attacked me about my sewer system at my home. And that was a pointed attack. He only wanted me to be dealt with, not all the other individual homes in our community that suffer the same situation that I do. And he didn't stop with you. He went on to the Jackson County Board of Codes and Ordinances and complained, which I had a visitor from Jackson County that looked and said, what I have is adequate. So I feel under his continued operation of attacking and using his knowledge to use our codes department as a weapon against those he doesn't agree with is a bad form for us to affirm by putting him back on this board and placing the city in a tenuous position if he continues to operate the way he has.
Anyone else have anything?
Well, I'm well aware of the dislike between Dale and Mr. Schaefer. But being the board liaison between that board and this board, I can say that I've had no ill dealings with him on the zoning board. You know, he speaks his mind and nothing out of line as far as I'm concerned on that. The past stuff that Dale speaks of, I'm not really privy to or don't know, other than the vendetta he has for Alderman Arnold.
Mark, have we ever had any, I mean, he's been on it for a while, have we had any complaints to you from anybody bringing anything forward to the planning and zoning?
His role as as a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission, no complaints.
Has he brought complaints to you about individuals in the community, about violations in codes in order that your department has to deal with?
In regards to complaints, I believe he has brought complaints to our code enforcement officer, like other citizens of Green Valley, where he sees complaints. Yes?
I just reiterate that, you know, I have a long list of situations that have come across me from the codes department, and they, while it's my opinion, because codes won't give you the complaining party, it's very clear because of his post on Facebook and so forth that where they came from, and they came from Mr. Schaefer, and they were all in an effort to cause discomfort and stress in my life. I don't retaliate. I don't look for things to go toward his part. And, you know, it's one of those things that he continues to do this. And I think it's a bad color for the city to have someone that to continue to reaffirm to a board that uses his position to weaponize city personnel to get even or take action against people he has had disagreements with.
Anyone else have any discussion?
Personally, I think when it comes to social media, we really don't want to go there because there is past elected officials that also have slang stuff against me on social media. So instead of turning this personal on what we do and don't do on social media, we're elected officials and we're adults here. So we need to take the personal slander that you feel out of this situation. That's my opinion.
There's no slander in what I've stated. He has been removed from a social website and for his violation of the rules and the nature of conduct on that particular Facebook site. And so there's no slander there. I just want to go on record that I feel he's utilizing his position to retaliate against people that he's had an issue with. And I don't think we need to further that ability for him to do that with an affirm vote of him going on the board.
Any other discussion? All right, seeing none, this will be on the vote for Mr. Schaefer's appointments. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
No.
Right, next up would be Resolution R23-02. It's a resolution authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement with the Mid-America Regional Council Solid Waste Management District as related to Grand Valley's participation in the 2023 Regional Hazardous Waste Collection Program.
Mayor, I move that we accept resolution 22-02.
Motion by Alderman Arnold to approve Resolution R23-02. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Alderman Cleaver. Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, as you're aware, this is a program that we have been a part of with Mid-America Regional Council for quite a few years at this point. But essentially what it does is give our residents the ability to get rid of household hazardous waste. We have a mobile event every year that we generally partner with Jackson County, but they also have the ability to go to any of the other mobile events as well as the year-round facility in Kansas City. So yeah, it seems like it's been a well-used program by the residents, and it's just off a per capita basis. So basically the cost for Mark to do the program is split up amongst all the cities on a per capita basis.
Anyone have any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, next up be Resolution R23-03, a resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley, Missouri, reappointing Mark Clark and Joe Panza and appointing Jim Weiser to the Grand Valley Board of Zoning Adjustments for 5-year terms.
Mayor, I move that we approve resolution number R23-03.
Okay, I have a motion from Alderman Bass to approve Resolution R23-03. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Alderman Mills. Any discussion? Okay. Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. And next up, we have Resolution R23-04, a resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley, Missouri, authorizing the city administrator to purchase water meters for the 2023 meter replacement program.
Mayor, I move that we approve resolution number R23-04.
Okay, a motion from Alderman Cleaver to approve Resolution R23-04. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Alderman Knox. Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, as the title said, this is an annual program that we have with the idea that we replace a certain number of water meters on a yearly basis with the idea that over a certain amount of time, we will cycle through all of those meters. Obviously, we want them to read correctly. So this was a program that we've expanded. It started in 2010. We were at 335 meters a year. We have upped that to 400. And so it's been a good program for us to make sure that we are getting efficient readings from those meters. So this will just be this year's version of it.
Did you say 400?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone have any additional questions or discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Next up, we have Resolution R23-05, a resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley, Missouri, authorizing the city administrator to purchase sewer camera equipment with an enclosed trailer.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution R23-05.
Okay, I have a motion from Alderman Knox to approve Resolution R23-05. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Mills. Any discussion?
Mayor, members of the board, if you remember at budget time, one of the capital items that we included in there was the replacement of our sewer camera trailer. And what that allows us to do is actually go down in and inspect sewer lines as well as storm lines, with the idea being that we try to catch issues before they get any larger. As you know, especially with the sewer system, inflow and infiltration is one of the big things that we try to stop. So essentially making sure that no water's getting in the pipes and then going to the treatment plant, because then we're having to pay for that. So this has been a program. It's been a well-used piece of equipment over the years. It was just time to replace that. So this new unit should give us a little bit more capability on seeing things a little clearer and actually being able to go up and down the lines. The technology has improved a decent amount over the last few years. And it did, the quote that we went with was under what we had budgeted, so that is another plus.
Are we gonna auction off our present unit?
This is a trade-in.
Yep, so if,
This includes the trade-in of the existing unit that we have.
Okay.
And we looked at the trade-in value versus what the auction value is, and this is a good price on the trade-in.
Any other questions or discussion? All right. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That's it for resolutions. Next up would be ordinances.
Bill number B23-01 is an ordinance amending Title III of the Traffic Code, Chapter 382, Vehicle Weight, Size, and Load Limits, Section 382.030, Weight Regulations, Commercial Vehicles over 5 tons prohibited on the City of Green Valley Municipal Code.
I move that we accept the first reading of bill number B2301 and bring it back for a second reading by title only at our next regular session.
Okay, I got a motion. Almost, he's on there. I was reading it. Mills. To approve Bill B23-01 for its first reading, bring it back by title only for its second reading. Do you have a second?
Second.
Alderman Bass. Any discussion?
Mayor and members of the board, I'm sure as most of you are aware, we have had some issues with tractor trailers at the intersection of Duncan Road and Tire. And it all stems from the Pepsi distribution facility that is actually in Blue Springs, but is just off of Duncan Road. For some reason, both entering and exiting that facility, the tractor trailers are going down Duncan and trying to turn on to Tire, or they're leaving Pepsi and going up Tire and trying to turn on to Duncan. And for any of you that have been in that area, at Duncan and Tire, that road is not conducive to tractor trailer travel. And so what has happened probably 4 or 5 times, I think, over the last few months is a tractor trailer has tried to make that turn and promptly got stuck and closed down the road, and then we have to go and call a tow truck to get it removed. So what we looked at was, should tractor trailers even be allowed on that road, or should there be a weight restriction? So Mark and our city engineer, Mr. Tuttle, went through and kind of looked at that, talked to Blue Springs, talked to Jackson County. And so what we have before you would be a change to the ordinance that would put a weight limit on the section of Tire Road that is ours. It is not ours all the way to Duncan. So we are working with those other jurisdictions, but at least for the part that we have, we are wanting to put that weight restriction there to try to further limit the ability. And we have been in contact with Blue Springs and Pepsi, and they all know it's a problem and are supportive, I think, of this solution.
You're gonna put signs at the south end and the north end at our city limits?
You go ahead, Mark, if you want.
We only have this section of Tire Road that is from Jefferson Street up to the curve. So we've been working with Jackson County. They're trying to go through their process to put sign limitations of a 5-ton limitation for the rest of Tire Road up to Duncan Road. So they would put limitations of the 5-ton limit up to the rest of Tire Road.
Okay, I just don't wanna see us have a sign right there where you start entering Green Valley from the north, and here's a guy now that's stuck, maybe literally, so I just wanna
Yeah,
make sure we have signs.
Yeah, that's
at
why we're
Duncan.
trying to work with them, and Blue Springs is supposed to be putting additional signage when you get off of I-70 at Adams Dairy, right there where you get to the outer road or get to Jefferson, trying to point them in that direction.
And we've also worked with PepsiCo to alert the drivers to let them know what the proper going to Jefferson Street and then turning up 27th Street, which is the entrance into PepsiCo. So they've alerted the drivers as best they can too. So I don't think we've had too many trucks get stuck lately at that intersection, but we're still proceeding with these limitations, weight limitations, to be a little bit more proactive in that case.
Okay, any additional discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That's it for ordinances. Next up is city attorney's reports. Next up is city administrator and staff reports.
From community development, we did have a written report, and the only other thing I have is just a reminder, we did send a calendar invite out, but the joint workshop between the Board of Aldermen, the Park Board, and the Planning and Zoning Commission, that's on January 17th at 6 o'clock here. But the consultant for the comprehensive plan and the parks plan are going to be there, to have a workshop to kind of go into that next phase of that program. So like I said, I sent an email and a calendar invite, but hope to see everyone there. I know Alderman Bass has let me know he's not going to be able to attend, but just make sure that that's on your calendar for January 17th at 6 o'clock. And that's all my comments.
Next up, Board of Aldermen reports and comments. Alderman Arnold.
I just want to say thank you to our law enforcement, being this is National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Laid an item over for your K-9 officer might be interested in. One of the things in an effort to try and do better and keep our public better informed, I had it brought to my attention that when we post our meetings on Facebook, it's done the morning, like this morning for tonight's meeting. The average person isn't on their Facebook all the time, and so I get this, that they didn't see it until it was too late to go to the meeting, and they saw it 2 or 3 days after. So I was wondering the availability that we could put that on maybe Friday before, as opposed to morning of the meeting. Just give the individuals more opportunity to see that we're having a meeting if they would be so interested to attend. Just as a way to be more transparent and let our citizens have another opportunity to participate. And then there was I wondered about a communications issue on Minner Road. There was a chip and seal done a couple of months back, and it started and stopped, and I've since found out that the reason that it stopped is that it was sections of the road that the city had people in the city limits on both sides of the road. So they didn't do those sections of road, which is kind of, okay, you got chip and seal, nothing, chip and seal, nothing, chip and seal. And it's like, I don't know if we didn't communicate with them, they didn't communicate with us. It'd been nice if all that had been done at the same time. So I don't know what we need to do to improve the communication so that in the future we can alleviate something like that.
Yeah, were you aware? I wasn't aware of that, but.
So, yeah, the best I can figure out is that we have houses on the west side of Minner that are in the city limits, just a few of them along there.
Yeah, there's like 5, yeah.
Yeah, and during those areas, they didn't bother putting the chip and seal down. And I'm guessing because maybe they thought we weren't paying our share and we had both sides of the road, they just didn't, whatever the miscommunication was. It just was kind of, I don't know what the answer is, but something we can look into to see that,
Do what?
We don't chip and seal.
Yeah, I'd be the county.
So as a repair,
well, they just did the entire road doing a chip and seal or whatever type of thing.
we don't chip and seal our roads, and we haven't started the overlay program this year.
But the
So
county
I don't
does
know
though,
if the
right?
county was doing anything on Minner Road.
And with that being a shared road,
Parts of that's ours.
with us and
Parts
them,
of it are
I
ours.
think somewhere, we're involved in there somewhere with that. I'm sure they want more involvement from us than what is there, but, just a question, taking care of the entire road. I'd hate to see those sections go to pieces because they weren't sealed, and milled to drop the whatever over, because the rest of it would be fine and that those sections go bad, because we will hear about it. Because everybody assumes it's our responsibility to take care of that road when it's not necessarily.
No, I mean, we could reach out to Jackson County and see what their game plan was.
See what the deal was, so it may just be an oversight and they just weren't thinking about it or whatever, but some reason that occurred, so. And that's all I have.
Okay. Alderman Mills,
Nothing at this time.
Alderman Bass,
Nothing at this time.
Alderman Knox.
I believe we have more boards with open seats, park boards and such. Can we do a better job of reaching out to the community for volunteers for those
Yeah, I actually just,
water bill or wherever it goes?
yeah, we actually just talked before the meeting. I don't think we have any right now. I think we will have one in April though, when Mr. Bray, because he's running unopposed in Ward 3, he's on the park board now. So in April, we will have a park board opening. And I know they're gonna put on the water bill, like the link to where they can get on the website and do the applications for those. So, and then we'll get it out on Facebook too, but I think that'll be our next one. But we'll go ahead and get it out there too, where we have some applications on file, because right now we don't have any, so.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Alderman Cleaver?
Nothing tonight.
Mayor's report, all I had was what I just talked about with Alderman Knox, so I'll discuss that. I believe we do have a need for an executive session for,
Yeah, 1 legal, 3 personnel, 13 personnel.
okay, so I entertain a motion to adjourn into executive session.
So moved.
A motion from Alderman Bass. Knox. All right, any discussion? All right, it'll be roll call. Alderman Cleaver,
Yes.
Alderman Knox,
Yes.
Alderman Bass, Alderman Mills.
Yes.
Alderman Arnold.
Yes.
All right, we'll adjourn executive session.
Fit it there.